So, it is one of the characteristics of the human beings that we are intelligent, and in terms of general intelligence, there's this wonderful theory by Charles Spearman of the G factor, which means that statistically speaking, there would be some common factor which explains for the excellence in various modes of intelligence, like calculation, logical thinking, memory, and so on. And so, modern neuroscience have clarified that some activities in the prefrontal cortex actually correlate with the G factor, so that the brain's ability to concentrate on one specific task explains for the fact that a person is intelligent, which correlates with G factor. So there's this general idea that, for example, the IQ idea, intelligent quotient idea, is that there are some people who are equipped with a high G factor with a corresponding brain function, and these people have the high IQ. So that's fine. But having said that, I suspect that human abilities are at the same time very very specific and can be uniquely parameterized, so that one individual excelling in one particular field does not necessarily perform really well in other fields. So it can be laser focused, like this guy really doing well in some specific area, but not doing so well in other areas. So there's this tendency away from the G factor, and not generally excelling, but excelling in one particular field and doing really terribly in other fields. And it's actually part that individual's choice, isn't it? I mean, even if you are genetically fine-tuned to do well in terms of the G factor, to excel in many many fields, you may choose to focus on just one field of activity, so that you forget everything else. So your brain circuit does not develop functionalities for these other things, and you just focus on one thing, and as a result, your general intelligence actually might deteriorate. That's a great paradox, I think, of human intelligence. Although we really love this idea of general intelligence, and we even talk about artificial general intelligence, AGI, as if the holy grail of artificial intelligence research was to reproduce this general intelligence in an artificial way. But I don't think that's the whole picture, because it is actually a fact that some people, because they focus on one particular field, do not have actually general intelligence in the proper sense. I mean, they excel in one field and they do terribly in others. So, and that's okay. That's actually the hallmark of many geniuses, actually. So this obsession with general intelligence and this obsession with IQ and so on, I think, is actually really hollow. It's not really productive to do that. So I think it's really important to accept our own individualities in terms of our unique individualities are composed of strong strengths and weakness, and these people who are strong in one field tend to be really weak in other fields, and that's the fact of life, and that's the fact of human intelligence.